as you said, there's the odd couple, there's also elements of the blind leading the blind, there's elements of the idiot in charge. You know, there's lots of different things that are funny, and sometimes you may even not find the actual basic joke on your list, and you may have to kind of come up with your own.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't, you know, when I think of the odd couple, what makes me laugh about that is sort of the differences between the two people in a relationship. I definitely think that that's something that's funny about it, that you guys are so different. I don't know if that's the main reason I'm laughing. You know, I feel like there's something else going on that's making me laugh more. That, look, I think definitely in the scene, it is a huge element to it because both of you have to be polar opposite in every possible way. But I don't know if that's the main reason I'm laughing. Am I laughing so much because you guys are different and the interactions between you two? You know, if you look at a play or the TV show called The Odd Couple, you know, a lot of the humor comes from one guy's really messy and the other guy's really clean. And we put the two together and we watch them interact with each other. And the humor comes from their differences. Or even the odd couple could be in a marriage. You know, the difference between the man and the woman, and how they behave, or even if it was a gay relationship, it could be the differences between the two women or the two men, the humor of how different they are. I don't know if that's this.
Okay, yeah. I think
You know, and I feel like there's something else going on here. Now, let's assume that you can't even find it on your list in the book. You can come up with your own little phrase. That's why you have to start with this broad stroke of, why is the scene funny in your own words? And I think you're right when you say, you know, what's funny about the scene in a broad stroke sort of way. I'm laughing frequently because, as you even said, you have this tough trainer who's behaving like a girl who's been dumped.
Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty funny to me that you're behaving that way. So if you could come up with a phrase, do you have any ideas? Like, what would you say is sort of a phrase to surmise why the audience is laughing frequently? You know, it has something to do with the fact that you're treating this relationship like it's a marriage. And you're being dumped and you're hurt. It also is funny because your character is so, I mean, to me, I think when we talk about comedy of manners and we're poking fun at a particular segment of society, I think the person who wrote this is poking fun at trainers who are so into their position that when you say, listen, I gotta move on, they flip out.
Yeah.
And they take it so personally, you know? I think that's kind of what's funny about the scene. I'm laughing repeatedly at you and how you're treating it like it's your girlfriend.
Oh,
Does that make sense,
Yeah.
kind of? So there's elements of a scorned lover here. There's also elements of an obsessive, passionate trainer, you know, that can't handle rejection. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You could even, if you wanted to, you could say the basic joke is the tough guy who can't handle rejection. Seeing somebody who's really, really tough and powerful, who's behaving like a little weak lamb when, you know, they get rejected.
Yeah.
You know, almost like you have a lion who starts to cry, you know, when it's rejected by a little mouse. You know, that to me is one of the things that's funny about this. And I also think the scorned lover is also a big gag here. So what would you guys like to call it if you had to pick a phrase?